thank you.
All right.
Oh, Dad.
All right, Deb.
Okay, you're doing a YouTube thing.
So I've just dropped my wife off at the nail parlour. She's having her nails done red, and she said, "Can you take me?" I said, "Yeah, okay." I said, "I'll take a camera and go and do some photographs." I brought out with me the Olympus OM20 and a roll of APX, Agfa APX 100 speed film, and I'm going to walk around these streets and see what I can capture. I'm looking for angles and anything interesting that maybe might look nice printed and in a frame. So let's get off and take some pictures. Leave these at it.
Hilarious. We all look so lovely in our masks, don't we? Except
Yeah, I was going to say that.
So there's either one of three things. I could have either took my wife into the nail parlour and did nothing really, just sat there and watched her, had a cup of coffee. I could have gone in there, chicken and pizza land, and had a kebab, but they're not even open. Or I can go and take some photographs. So I'm going to go and take some photographs with this Olympus OM20, and I've had this camera for a couple of years now. I bought this after someone kindly sent me an OM10 to try out. Forgive me, I can't remember the name, it was a long time ago, but I was so impressed with the OM10. I liked it, but you had to have an attachment to control the shutter speeds, and I thought, well, that's was it the shutter speeds? I think it was, yeah. You had to have an attachment, that's right, to control the shutter speeds, otherwise it was aperture priority from what I can remember. And I thought, well, that's not going to cut the mustard for me, so I went for the OM20, and this cost me, if I remember, about 70 quid, and this is a fantastic camera. It's got a 50mm lens, or 55 is it, or 50mm lens, and across this road, yeah, it's got a 50mm lens on it. The light meter is a little bit dodgy. It's about 2 stops out, so I'm shooting a 100 speed film. I've just set the ASA on the camera to meter for 25 ASA, so that gives me my 2 stops back, and the meter should be okay. The Agfa APX 100 that I'm going to be shooting, I've looked on the Big Film Index database, and it reckons that this film is actually Kentmere 100, and that ain't a bad film at all. Kentmere is a good stuff, so you know, seems like it is. So I think I'm shooting Kentmere 100, but anyway, it's repackaged as Agfa APX 100. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I don't know, I just look up stuff. So I've come out with this, and I'm hoping to get some angles. I just want to try and get some quirky looking photographs. Anyone can do this. I'm at the beach, as you can see. I'm at the beach, so I'm just going to be looking for some quirky looking angles, something that looks quite cool, printed and framed on a wall, so people might look at it and go, what's that? That's interesting, but it looks nice, you know. So I'm going to try and get my angles, my compositions nice, not just taking a picture. I'm actually looking at where the lines and stuff are going to be coming in and out of the frame. So this is the first little spot I found. This is like some sort of summer shed cafe kind of place where you come and get a coffee and a hot dog or a burger or something like that. But there's loads of wood around here, and no one's here. It's all seasons out completely now on the Isle of Wight, so the beach is our back garden once again until summer, when all the tourists come over and take all the parking spots up. But hey ho, I reckon there's some stuff around here I can nick and get inside this camera. I've only got 24 shots, and I've only got an hour to do it because my wife's going to be having her nails done in about an hour's time. I've got to get back to take her home. I'm looking at shooting down on some of this stuff at the moment. I'm just trying to look for a composition where I think would look quite nice. This looks nice, but there's some sort of bird feather. There's like an old bird feather sitting there. Let's take a shot of that. I'm going to put this into aperture priority mode, so I can just take the picture with the aperture chosen, and the camera would sort the shutter speed out for me. Hopefully these will come out all right. F8 1/25 of a second this shot. This might look quite nice. I'm going to take this. Oh, a nice little bit of wood as well at the top. So I've got this bird feather. Do I focus on the bird feather, the grain on the sand, the wood? I'm going to go on the wood grain and try and focus on that. Okay, I've got to focus. I've got a little tiny bit of wood at the top. I'm trying to get a triangular movement going at the bottom. Let's take that shot. Oh, I'll take one more just in case that first frame come out halfway, and one more after that. That way I know that I've definitely got a photograph from the start of that roll. Sometimes sometimes you can load the film start taking your picture straight away, but it's you know, you're shooting half the leader as well on the first frame, so I always take a few shots or just advance the film a few frames onwards. Right, that looks all right. By doing this, then in the print I can turn it upside down, the other way around, portrait, landscape, whichever way I think it looks best. I found this old surfboard, see if I could do something on here. I used to be a surfer years ago when I was younger, but then I cut my hair and then I was no longer invited in the club. So, some bloke's laughing at me. I'm bald, mate, it's all right, don't worry about it. Yeah, let's get some shots of this surfboard. So I find this sort of photography really interesting. I'm just trying to find a composition on this surfboard. I'm looking at it, I'm working around, I only want one shot, maybe two, and then walk on, you know, but I find this kind of photography interesting. And they say that film slows you down. I suppose it does, but do you know what? If I was shooting digital, I reckon I'd be just snapping away and looking at the back of the camera, snapping away, looking at the back of the camera, snapping away, looking at the back of the camera, thinking to myself, oh, I don't know, let's try this one. I'd probably be here longer with digital than I would film. I'm vlogging, obviously, so I'm here waffling on, but you get the idea. They say that film slows you down, but I think sometimes when you're shooting digital, that can slow you down just as much because you keep taking shots, looking at the back of the screen, unless you're one of those shooters that keep it methodical and say, one shot, done, move on. So I just took one shot. This is the last shot on the surfboard. Just see the end of it poking out. I'm going to get a long shot of it, see how that looks. Keep my eye on that shutter speed as well. Like I said, I'm on aperture priority, shooting f8. It's giving me about 1/25 of a second, which is nice, quite nice. I don't want too shallow depth of field on these. Now, you know, I told you with the Olympus OM20 the light meter isn't working as it should be. It's a couple of stops. What's that? 2 stops. It's shooting 2 stops under than it should be. I've got my little light meter on my phone here, so I haven't brought out my Sekonic light meter. I've got this little light meter in my pocket, so I could just double check and make sure. And fair enough, it says 60th of a second f8, so I know I'm in the right ballpark, you know. This looks pretty cool the way this is. I'm glad I plotted up here. I've never taken photographs here before. This surfboard looks pretty cool. I've got all these steps with the sand on. I've got so much around here to take pictures of. Looks like I won't be going for a walk. Pretty cool. Oh, there's a guy walking in the background. See if I can get him in this shot. 1/30th of a second. Let's see if I can get this guy in the background. Try and get composition on that surfboard. He's walking his dog. Okay, just for shits and giggles, that one. So every time I look through the viewfinder, I keep imagining black and white, and I'm imagining what it's going to look like inside a frame. Do I like it? I just went the other side and went this way. I didn't like the background. I just don't want to take the shot. I reckon there's some mileage in this surfboard yet. Done. Got some nice textures going on with these stairs. Little tiny bits of sand, and the wood as well. It's got some cracks in the wood. That might look quite nice. So I've got this one, I've got sand on these steps, I've got some detail, like stressed looking detail in the wood, and I've got the image coming half and half. Let's go to f8 again, 1/30th of a second. Okay, let's come to f5.6. So I've got the image kind of half and half split diagonally, that's how I'm framing it. Done. It's funny, photography for me is, I wouldn't say it's an obsession. I'm not fussed with it. I'm not a snobby photographer, and so I never find it boring, you know. And sometimes if I do feel uninspired or get bored, I've said this before, but anyone who hasn't seen my channel much, make sure you subscribe, like the video, it does help, by the way, doing all this for nothing. Anyway, you get a little bit bored or uninspired sometimes, just take your camera out, you know, I'll give yourself a challenge. The other day I thought to myself of going out and taking pictures of walls and just going for a nice long walk with my camera and taking photographs of different walls that I found. Nothing else, there wouldn't be anything else on the roll of film at all apart from walls what I'd set out to take photographs of. So sometimes giving yourself a challenge is quite nice. It gets you out, gets you going for a walk, gets you out in the fresh air, and of course out with the camera as well. And you never know what you find. You might find something really interesting, you go, do you know what, I'm just going to take this shot away from the walls because I'll never get this again. So getting out with your camera is most important, I think, if you want to shoot photography and enjoy it, digital or film or on your phone. Sometimes in photography you can cheat I've come away from what I was doing. Exactly what I just said. I found this log up there. I'm going to throw it on the sand now, take a picture of it. But I mustn't get my footsteps in the shot. Hopefully the tide will come over that. No, it won't. I need to throw it in more. About there. That's it, we'll take this back, put it back where I found it. There's another nice piece of wood, look at that. I could put that somewhere. Try and get a picture of it. Maybe wood on wood, wood on sand would be nice. Just trying to find a nice piece of sand I can take a photograph of it on. Oh, I might have to go back down the beach. Looks like I will. Oh God, here we go. Oh, lovely. That big frothy white tide, whatever you call it, water came over that little stick just at the right time, but it went half white, so it might be overexposed. I don't know, let's soon see, eh? Rope down here with some nice sort of watermarks going on. 15th of a second, need to come to 5.6, and they're 1/60th. Okay, done. I don't know how cold it is, but it's bloody cold on my hands. Let us know in the comments, guys, what you've would have taken photographs of, or if there's anything in this video that you've seen where you think that might have been a nice photograph. Timestamp it and let us know in the comments. It's interesting to hear your views and see what other people think. Don't forget, I'm out here on my own, so it's only going through my mind and my head what I'm taking photographs of. Other people can come out and go, "Here, Rog, what about a shot of that?" I'll be like, "Oh, that's a good idea, bosh, I'll go take the picture." But let us know in the comments what you reckon. I've got to warm my hands up. Some beer barrels, they might look quite nice. I'm going to get a shot of these. Again, just trying to get a nice composition. And try and get without the stickers on. They've got warning, serial numbers on. I don't want that. Try and get in there close without getting the stickers on. Where do we want to focus? That's central, okay. No. Yeah, that'd be alright. That might look different. Beer barrels. So I'm looking at this kind of bench here on this stone. All I can see, I'm just visioning, I've got a bench which is old and really cracked up and distressed. Underneath that I've got a different shade. I've got this light colour going on, and then underneath that I've got sand. Now that's cement that the wood is sitting on. It's kind of got a curvature, so if I can try and frame my shot with that bench, the curve and the sand, I'll have like 3 tones of interesting photograph. Let's see if I can let's take a picture, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, 1, 2, 3, done. So just something really simple that I found there. Like I said, the bench, I've got this curvature going on with the cement base and the sand as well. How do you reckon it come out? I've already showed you it. And I'm carefully looking at stuff as well. I was just looking at the edge of that surfboard with that wood and the sand. I don't think it's going to make an interesting picture. It's just a bit all too bitty. Nothing looks clean and or symmetrical. You've got the planks down the bottom coming off. Just won't look nice, so I'm going to swerve that one. So it's been about half an hour now that I've been down here taking these pictures, and man, I've only taken I think 11 shots so far. So I've got another 12 or so to go on this roll of film before I go and pick my wife up from the nail parlour. But not that I'm running out of ideas. The point of saying that is I'm actually enjoying myself. I haven't moved anywhere apart from down the beach and back, which is only over there. I haven't moved anywhere. I've just been in this little spot. There's so much to take photographs of, but I'm being very picky. Maybe I shouldn't be as picky like that shot with the surfboard I just showed you, and crack on and get the frames done. I think I've already got a couple of corkers inside already from the shoots I did earlier, but we'll soon see. And it's nice, there's no one around either to sort of, oh, there's glass on the floor, look at that, oh Jesus. Could you imagine a dog coming down. I have to pick all this up, I can't leave this. Imagine a dog coming down here, just sniffing around, cutting his foot. The owner would be right up the bloody vets, big vet bill. Dog will be in pain. Oh. I'll have to pick this stuff up before I take my pictures. So many little shards of glass here. I can't walk away and leave this here. Look. Oh. There's no bins around here either. I'll have to put it in a plant pot over there. What a pain. How can anyone break a glass on a beach and just leave it? That I don't get. Oh well. So you can see what I'm up to. You can see that I've been around this area for the last half hour or so, picked up some glass, took some nice photographs. I've got about another 12 shots left on the camera, so I'm going to put the video camera away, get the rest of the photographs in the cam, and I'll show you guys now what I've got. There's 2 more photographs left in the camera, I think, so I'm going to go back to the nail parlour and get a photograph of the 2 ladies that work in there. Get back, develop the film. I don't know what I'm going to develop it in yet. I'll have to look at my list and see what's best.
Yeah, we're going to watch your YouTube, and then we're going to watch TikTok tonight as well.
Oh, are you?
We've got to watch Em's TikTok.
Hang on.
Don't laugh, because I'm not very good at TikTok.
Hopefully this will come out, because it's not
Come on, I'm in the middle of a colour. Oh, I love that.
Ready? 1, 2, 3, smile! There you go, done.
Oh, bless you. Oh.
So that was quite good fun that I had down at the beach today while my wife was having her nails done. Like I said at the start of the video, I could have either sat in there and had a coffee for an hour, gone next door and had a kebab, which ain't really that good in the afternoons, is it? Or I could have gone out and taken some photographs. So I decided to take out the Olympus OM20 and a couple of rolls of Agfa 100, which was kindly sent to me by Sebastian in Germany. Sebastian, if you're watching, thanks a lot, mate, for that, and the chocolates that you sent me as well. The Olympus OM20, some of those shots I took were underexposed, so I did say that the metering was out by a couple of stops. I think it's doing its own little thing now and again. Most of the shots were okay once I'd dialed in the missing 2 stops, but like I said, I exposed in this camera for 25 ISO, which kind of counted for that 2-stop miss, but I think it's just missing a little bit more here and there, so maybe this camera needs a little bit of TLC or CLA or something, but it's a fantastic camera. You can pick these up relatively inexpensive online. As for the APX 100, let us know in the comments, do you think this is Kentmere 100? From what I've read up on, it is, but either way, Kentmere is still a fantastic film, and likewise so is the Agfa. So, you know, good job for these guys keeping film alive and rebranding whatever they do. I don't care, as long as it's film I can go out and take photographs. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and also me talking about my method and the way that I was taking the shots, the way I was composing some of the shots. And you know, for me, that's what photography is all about, just going out and enjoying yourself and taking the time when you have got the time to go out and take photographs on film. That was the camera that I chose this time round to go and take some pictures, and I quite enjoyed some of the photographs that I took. I'm always looking and trying to see if I can get a nice composition or angle on something that I'm, you know, photographing. I'm also looking for contrast and thinking in my mind at the same time, black and white, and thinking what it looked like in a print. I didn't go in the darkroom in this session, but maybe I'll take those negatives at some point in the darkroom and make a print like the ones on the wall up there. There's a few prints up there, but I've got a few more frames that I'd like to fill up, so I might take those in there. I don't know, let's see what I can get in my next few photography excursions. Anyway guys, happy weekend to you all. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.